Let's take a bump and talk about January. We've got the top 10 matches of January 2026 here. We used to do this first on a per show basis, then we did a per week basis. Now, I think the best way to do it is per month. Talking about the best matches of each month, starting with January here. And let's start with number 10. And also, I should remind you, January was filled with a lot of big Japanese shows, so a lot of these matches are going to be from shows like Wrestle Kingdom, from Marigold's First Stream, TJPW, etc. So, first off, number 10, from Marigold's First Dream, we have Takumi Iroha versus Mayu Iwatani for the GHC Women's Championship. This match was incredible. I mean, I just love watching Mayu Iwatani. She's so much fun. She's a mix of vibrant and hard-hitting, and the mix in Takumi Iroha, who's more intense, who's more serious, and still very hard-hitting. And the two of these together, they have great chemistry, and I loved everything about this match. It was so much fun, so intense, and just a great continuation of the GHC World Heavyweight Women's Championship. And since it changed hands to Takumi Iroha, it's been just a blast. Next, at number 9, from New Japan's New Year's Dash for the IWGP Tag Team Championship, we have the Knockout Brothers versus TMDK. So that's Oscar and Yuto Ice versus Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. I love watching Zack Sabre Jr. in the tag division. I mean, I love watching him in any match, and I love when he gets singles gold and singles accomplishment. But he just has great chemistry with his tag partners. Thinking of Taichi and now Ryohei Oiwa, they're just perfect together, and this match was just outstanding. Knockout Brothers are such a great breath of fresh air for New Japan's tag division, and it was everything you would hope for from a Zack Sabre Jr. match, mixed with the fresh feeling of Knockout Brothers, and yeah, overall just so much fun. Next up, from Tokyo Joshi Pro, for the Princess of Princess Championship, we have Miyu Watanabe versus Suzume. So Suzume is somebody I've been watching for a while in Tokyo Joshi. She is kind of new to the main event scene. She's very, very young, and had previously mixed it up in the tag division to kind of start out. And seeing her in the main event with Miyu Watanabe has just been incredible. Suzume 100% deserves it. She's an incredible wrestler. And the Miyu Watanabe, I think, is one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet. She totally understands that intensity and mix that with her strength and her ability to tell stories in the ring. I loved the story going into this match of kind of Miyu getting in the way of Suzume proving herself. And yeah, this match was just outstanding. I loved it so much, and was a great way to start the year. Next up, at number 7, a match I literally just watched. I just finished watching this match before putting this video together. It is from AEW Collision for the TNT Championship between Mark Briscoe and Tommaso Ciampa. Oh my god. What an insane match this was. An incredible debut for Tommaso Ciampa in AEW. He 100%, it's deserved for him to win this championship upon entering AEW, and felt right. It felt very right, in my opinion, and was a perfect debut for Ciampa, getting that level of intensity correct. And one of the things that main roster WWE did not get right with Ciampa is that intensity, and Ciampa's at his best when he can be ruthless, intense, a psycho killer, which is what his character is in AEW. I think it's perfect, and it was that mix of like savageness with the respect, the history between Briscoe and Ciampa. Just an incredible match to end January. Next up at number 6, we have from WWE Raw, AJ Styles versus Gunther. So the first match between Styles and Gunther, this one was on Raw, where Gunther faked a tap out to Styles. And sure, it was kind of amateurish for AJ to, not go until the bell rings. You would think with somebody with his level of experience, he would know to, keep going until the bell rings. But, I mean, if you think about it from the perspective of Gunther is somebody he's never fought before, and kind of, I can't remember if they have wrestled before this, but, like, that style is new to AJ, kind of the very, the strength of Gunther and wearing him down throughout the match, that AJ was just kind of desperate to get out, desperate to survive this match, that he didn't wait until the bell. He, like, took it to just the tap and, kind of was just desperate to get out of that situation, desperate to survive. And Gunther took advantage of that, and that's kind of Gunther's whole MO, is wearing down these old souls in wrestling. AJ, Goldberg, Cena. It's using their bodies against them. And I think this match was a amazing first bout between these two. And let alone their last match, but we're going to be getting to that shortly. Next up at number 5, from Marigold's First Dream, we have Miku Aono versus Mai Sakurai for the Marigold World Championship. I feel like I always underestimate Mai Sakurai to put on an amazing match, and every time she delivers, I mean, I had her in my Rookies of the Year list. I think it was rookies or under 30, something like that. And Miku Aono always delivers on incredible matches. Now next, from the Royal Rumble, AJ Styles versus Gunther. So the same matchup for the second time. No, this retirement match for AJ was just perfect. I loved everything about it. And I love this whole legend killer that Gunther has going on right now. The fact that he's retiring all of these legends, it's a perfect place for him. And kind of AJ's story going into this, having just lost to Gunther, and like knowing that this could be his last match in WWE, it was perfect. It was everything it should have been. It was a beautiful send-off that had AJ desperate, but also remembering how he lost last time to Gunther. It was learning from last time, which is exactly what a legend should be doing, but Gunther also learned. Gunther also brought more to the table, taking advantage of the referee, taking advantage of AJ's body. It was not so much a cheap win as it was on Raw, and it was still very deserved for Gunther to come on top here. Next up at number 3, from Saturday night's main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. I think this is one of Shinsuke's best matches in WWE, and I think it's one of AJ Styles' best matches in WWE too. This was outstanding with the callbacks to their previous matches, and just their career overall. I did not watch their match I think it was the G1 which is supposedly like their best match of all time, but definitely better than any other match between them in WWE. We saw a side to Shinsuke that we haven't seen in so long in WWE. I feel like there was this kind of passion that was lit behind him in this matchup that we've been missing for quite a while. And AJ, knowing that this was his last match before his... Actually, it wasn't his last match because he faced Punk. But kind of knowing that this was an approach to his last match, added like a lot of emotion to this. You know, it was Shinsuke trying to get one last dance with AJ. And it was beautiful from start to finish. Next up at number 2, from Wrestle Kingdom, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. Tanahashi's last match ever. And it was beautiful. I kind of doubted Tanahashi's physical ability to put on a outstanding match here, but he really pulled out all the stops to get in this last banger against Okada. And Okada was absolutely the perfect opponent for Tanahashi in this match. It was a beautiful dance with callbacks, with you know, passing the torch onto Okada as well. And honestly, I think this was better than putting over a newer talent. I think this was, it carried much more weight and emotion than if you had, say, I don't know, Shota Umino in the ring, or if you had a Yota Tsuji in the ring. I think this had a lot more heart to it than what would have happened otherwise. So number 1 from Wrestle Kingdom, for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship and the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, Konosuke Takeshita versus Yota Tsuji. This was the first 5-star match I gave this year, and of course it's to Takeshita, the person I ranked number 1 of 2025. And this match was perfect. It was brilliant. It was kind of a big downside to Tsuji, a big weakness of his story-wise and in his athleticism overall was his cardio. It was his stamina, and this was Takeshita kind of utilizing that lack of stamina against Tsuji. But it was also a test of strength. Tsuji had to prove himself to be the strongest, to be stronger than Takeshita, but Takeshita also kind of underestimated Tsuji going into this. But then it turned into him having to prove himself to be the best wrestler in the world. And this was him trying to prove that he is the best. And if he can't beat Tsuji, he is not the best. And he didn't beat Tsuji. Tsuji ended up coming out on top in one of the best finishes this year. I genuinely loved so much about this. I loved everything from opening bell to finish. And, you know, I hope that Tsuji is kind of kept on this pedestal that I think he should have been from the get-go when he rejoined New Japan after Excursion. I think that, you know, having Tsuji as this world champion is 100% deserved, and this match very much proved that despite his lack of stamina, he still deserves to be in this spot. Alright, well, that's the best matches of January 2026. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know your favorite matches of the month in the comments below, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.